guys. I am a firm believer in the idea that you can make a good movie about anything. Comic books, theme park attractions, action figures. If you have the right kind of creativity behind it, you can make anything good. And then you have Elf Bowling. Yeah, you all remember Elf Bowling, don't you? That little flash game from 1998 where Santa Claus is throwing bowling balls at his elves for some reason? Apparently, this game was so frickin' popular that someone decided to make a movie based on the game in 2007. A little late to cash in on the craze there, fella. Anyway, the movie begins by introducing us to the real origin story of Santa Claus, who was a pirate on the high seas named Santa Maria Clausewitz Kringle, and he stole toys from around the world so that he can toss them overboard and somehow deliver them to orphanages. 2 minutes. 2 minutes and the movie immediately fails. That's gotta be some kind of record. How do you do that? First of all, since when was Santa Claus a pirate? Why would you ever make that connection? Second, how does throwing your plunder overboard make it go anywhere aside from straight to the bottom of the ocean? Third, why are you stealing from children if the idea is to just give it right back to children? 2 minutes in and this movie managed to make me hate Santa Claus not only for being a dick, but for being a stupid dick. Anyway, he sets up a game of 9 pins on deck, but his bowling a perfect game doesn't sit well with his crew.
He cooked the box! Dingle cooked the box!
Cook the box?
Hey,
But I'm innocent, I tell you! It were Dingle what fudged the figures!
why, you scurvy dog! He made me do it!
Did not!
Didn't you?
Santa and his brother, Dingle Kringle, have a little sword fight, and I'm not gonna lie, I do like the design of Santa's sword here. And they end up walking the plank, which I guess is always out for anyone to just wander off of it. And because tropical waters are the coldest waters on Earth, they both instantly freeze into ice cubes. Apparently, global warming has been around since the 1600s. And as they continue to bicker despite being frozen, we finally see the movie's title, Elf Bowling the Movie, The Great North Pole Elf Strike. Yes, this movie is really going to be popular enough that there needs to be a second subtitle to imply that there are going to be sequels. Coming next year, Elf Bowling 2, Electric Boogaloo. We then see a creepy store mannequin snowboarding down a mountain, since snowboarding was a thing back then too, I guess. And he and some equally creepy looking elves come across Santa and Dingle. One of the elves, named Lex, decides to thaw them out since Santa looks like the legendary Whitebeard, who, according to elven prophecy, will lead the elves one day. Someday. Any minute. Maybe? And no, I don't care if this is supposed to be a parody of movie prophecies. Even parodies need more effort than that! So, because some numbnuts erected a statue and said that this guy will lead the elves, that's all the motivation that Lex needs to use the Matrix of Leadership to thaw the pirates. And yes, despite them still being frozen for God knows how long, they're still alive and still bickering. After they accidentally light Santa on fire...
Fire on the poop deck!
Santa grabs them by their incredibly tight-fitting hats and demands to know what's going on.
Short legs, puny heads, and pointy ears.
Ye be jockeys!
Hey, you two wouldn't be pirates now, would ya?
Oh, no. No. They're not pirates. What with their tricorn hats, their cutlasses, their exaggerated pirate accents? You're an idiot! They take the obviously not pirates into their factory where they make Dooble Bobbins, which lies just beyond this door, bearing the great elven law, only with fun will work be done. Get back to work, dog! And I want you to have fun! Do you hear me? They go inside, and to Santa's delight, the Dooble Bobbins that the elves are making are actually toys. Why not just have the elves say that they're making toys? It's not like they have any other bits of their vocabulary replaced with nonsensical baby talk, so what was the point in calling their toys Dooble Bobbins? And yes, these elves have been making and stockpiling toys for years, so much so that they apparently need 3 mountains to store them all in, and they continue to make toys despite there being nobody to deliver the toys or to receive requests from the children of the world.
It's all becoming clearer.
But one of their toy-making machines goes haywire, and... Okay, how many powers does that thing have? It can electrocute people, set things on fire, it can magically repair machines. I was only kidding when I called it the Matrix of Leadership. I didn't expect it to actually do whatever the writer wanted it to do. But Lex drops the ball, not unlike the guys who greenlit this movie, and it knocks over some of the elves.
Whitebeard, what the canoodle was that?
It's me favorite game, lad. Bowling. Elf bowling, that is.
Whitebeard's favorite game is elf bowling!
I'm just kidding. My real favorite game is throat slitting. So Santa and Dingle decide to con the elves into working for them. Not because of their massive amounts of toys that they for some reason hold with higher regard than actual riches, but because they think they can get the elves to build them a ship so they can get revenge on their crew for making them walk the plank. Your plan is stupid and so are you! Now that Santa has agreed to be their leader, they introduce him to some key members of the workforce.
First, there's Rapple, who's in charge of packaging.
Yo, when the presents need wrapping, I'm the one make that happen. My feet start tapping, my hands keep a-clapping.
Oh good! Tom Kenny is doing an annoying ghetto voice. I just love it when a movie reminds me of Skids from Transformers 2.
Hey, Mudflat, what are we gonna do with this shrimp taco?
Just bump a cap in his ass, throw him in the truck, and then nobody gonna know nothing, not me.
And Bagger, who's in charge of shipping.
Thanks, Lex. You know, Santa, my trademarked expandable bag can carry over 10 billion toys.
So why the hell do you need 3 mountains worth of storage space?
Last but not least, there's Candle, our entertainment director.
Is he the one I need to file a complaint with? Because I gotta tell you, this movie's making me want to do a lot of filing. Lex then uses the magic ball to make Santa's sleigh and the reindeer to pull it. Of course it can do that. And it even makes another giant sack that's already brimming with toys. So why do they need this big industrial complex if they can just will toys into existence like this? And thanks for rendering Bagger completely meaningless. All that work that you put into making this amazing bag that can hold billions of toys and still be the size of a backpack? Screw that! We can just pull magic bags like that right out of our asses! And instead of complaining about how he's out of a job now, Bagger sings a little song about how Santa needs to keep the elves happy if he wants them to keep making toys. The guy threw a bowling ball at you, and you were all cheering about it. I think he's got that covered. So Santa goes about his toy delivering for the next several centuries, which he can do thanks to some elven magic, and he completely forgets about that whole getting revenge on his crew thing. He builds such a strong relationship with the elves that there's only one thing to do. Build them a bowling alley so that he can continue to throw heavy balls at them. Isn't he just the greatest? Meanwhile, Dingle has still been committing piracy for the last 1400 years. Why? And he's been living on Santa's couch. Santa finally has to kick him out because his wife is sick of him mooching off of them, and instead of doing the obvious thing and getting Lex to simply think up a new house to call his own, he vows to get revenge on Santa.
It's time to bring the fat man down. Because this time, Santa ain't coming to town!
And yes, I did need to remove this light bulb, which is still working somehow so that I can laugh maniacally. So now that Dingle is determined to get revenge on Santa, what diabolical scheme does he have in store? He challenges him to a bowl-off, and the winner gets to run the operation. This is, of course, a perfectly flawless plan, since we've never seen Dingle bowl or have any interest whatsoever in running the toy factory. Why is this a good idea? Actually, it turns out to be a better idea than you might think, since Dingle uses a couple of penguins to pose as bowling pins to rig the game. Centuries of playing, and they're only now figuring out that they can rig the game like this? But Dingle's scheme is revealed after he and Santa throw only one ball each, and Santa is declared the winner. So this was all completely pointless. And the pointlessness takes it up a notch as Dingle sings a little song about how he loves a mutiny.
I love a mutiny, backstabbing betrayal, yeah, that's for me. There's nothing finer in the 7 seas than a good old-fashioned mutiny.
You know, Villain songs are usually sung to the villain's victim, or maybe the villain sings his plans to the hero since he wants to gloat. But what's the point in singing to the audience? We get it. We know that you're evil. Can we please move forward? He comes up with a new plan, which involves fouling up the toy inventory and sabotaging one of the machines with only 2 weeks left before Christmas. Again, this might actually mean something if they didn't have the power to just magically create anything that they want with a single thought, but Santa blames Lex for the mishaps, and he fires him. Oh yeah, because this is something that Lex would do, right? Surely not the guy who's been a criminal for the last 1400 years. No. He would have nothing to do with this, right? Dingle tells Santa that Lex has wandered out to sea, and while Santa goes off to look for him, on a tiny iceberg and not on his magic sleigh, one of the penguins releases one steam valve in the toy factory, causing the entire place to explode. Nice move, Dingle. You spend your entire life trying to get toys, and you just destroyed Santa's workshop. Again, how is this a good idea?
I was frozen today!
Now that the factory's been destroyed, Dingle proposes that they relocate to Fiji for some reason.
All in favor? Lex?
Well, I guess since Santa fired me. And we gotta save Christmas. We're going to Fiji!
1. Lex was just fired. Why does Dingle need his opinion to sway the other elves? 2. Is it really easier to relocate hundreds of elves to Fiji instead of just rebuilding their trashed factory? 3. And I can't stress this point enough, you have a magic ball that can make anything with a single thought! Why don't you just do that?
The orb's on the blink again.
Oh, really? The orb's on the blink again, huh? Really convenient, considering how we've never seen it on the blink before. Great. That's just great. You know what? Here's a free writing tip. If you have a plot device that can do anything and everything, and the only way that you can have any kind of drama for your characters is to suddenly make it stop working for no apparent reason, don't write it into the movie! So they all hop on the next flight out of the North Pole, because of course they have an airstrip. And then we meet some sexy redhead who I guess came with the plane or something. No, seriously, we never get any explanation of what she's doing here. They board the flight, and there's just suddenly a redhead who wants to ride Dingle's coattails so she could be the first lady of Christmas. So they finally get to Fiji, and they can safely land on its beach somehow, and Skanky McRandom lets Dingle set up shop at the resort she apparently owns. Shouldn't she be worried about the elves being a bother to her other guests? We get a few more minutes of padding as Dingle and the elves waste their time dancing instead of getting back to making toys, and we jump back to Santa. And being frozen doesn't kill him this time either, and his wife thaws him out just by leaning up next to him. Is that supposed to imply that she's hot, or is it just more confirmation that this movie is remarkably stupid?
Well, it was fun while it lasted, Grizz. I guess it's over now.
Over? It wasn't chance that brought you to the elves like a big frozen fish stick.
It was terrible screenwriting that brought you here like a frozen fish stick. Blah blah blah, generic inspirational speech about seizing your destiny, whatever. Santa ditches his wife all by herself at the North Pole, what a dick. And we jump back to Fiji, where Dingle has set up a sweatshop in order to hypnotize and enslave the elves to make toys. Wasn't the whole point of bringing them here to make them happy, and ergo make them want to continue making toys of their own free will? Oh yeah, and Lex's magic ball starts working again. How convenient. But since both of these guys are freaking idiots, Lex doesn't think of immediately freezing Dingle or setting him on fire, and all that Dingle can come up with is using the ball to just push Lex out of the building. Our villain, ladies and gentlemen. Dingle spots Santa as he makes his arrival, and he uses the ball to zap Santa's sleigh out of existence. What the crap?!
Like we totally give it up to your awesome Dingleness.
Yeah, dude, like you rock.
What?! Look at this, he just starts zapping at Santa like it's a laser gun! Why would you bring giant tiki statues to life when you can just zap him with a laser gun? Why would you have the tikis bury him when you could just zap him with a laser gun? Is it really too much to ask that you just think for a second? You have the powers of a god, and you're using them to make stupid crap like this happen? Can't you just do us a favor and die already? Ugh. Anyway, Lex finds Santa and he apologizes for being a jerk to him before.
Despite being a big grouchy bag of blubber, it's you, Lex, who will always have a place deep in me heart as me closest friend and as the kindest, dearest little elf of them all.
This is like a chick flick, except instead of smoking babes, dude, it's a munchkin and a fat guy.
Shut up and kill them already, you waste of life! Actually, he digs up Santa himself. God, I hate this movie. And Santa and Lex go to rescue the elves. Some island chief then shows up to distract the other guard with a little drumming, and then this happens.
Whoa! Awesome booty!
Is that really necessary? We've already established that these things are so dumb that you could just say, "Hey, look over there," and they'll easily be distracted for about 2 or 3 hours. They go into the sweatshop to find the elves are still hypnotized, but they're just standing around and not making toys for some reason. And accidentally changing the direction of that hypnosis wheel is enough to undo their mental programming somehow.
Where the bleep am I?
Yeah, and what the bleep's happening?
Huh, how come my underwear's on backwards? How come my underwear's on backwards?
Date rape jokes! Why the hell not?
You see, Santa? I got me the toys, I got me the sleigh, and I got me the orb. Now nobody can stop me from taking over Christmas!
Yeah, don't we all wish? Santa has a rather boringly shot final confrontation with Dingle. Santa's wife shows up in a taxi cab, and she and Skinkbag get into a little catfight. Oh, wait, I mean she throws some strudel at her, and the fight's over. What, was the idea of 2 hot chicks fighting just too low a bar even for you, Elf Bowling the movie? Was it? Lex then uses the Force to make the orb zap Dingle. Yes, Lex is a Jedi now, just roll with it. But Santa catches him before he can fall to his death.
I'm making a second public challenge. Listen up, you swabs! Dingle demands a rematch. I propose Santa and me bowl for Christmas again!
I accept, but this time, it's Super Elf Bowling!
Oh yeah, I forgot! This movie was supposed to be about elf bowling, wasn't it? And of course, everyone here is so damn stupid to believe that Dingle won't just cheat again, and he and Santa bowl for the fate of Christmas. And because this is such a tense and dramatic moment, naturally they have to have a mock TV broadcast to talk about it and suck every bit of drama and tension right out of it.
Well, Raffle, this is the biggest game in Fijian bowling history.
Yo, Lex, it's the only one. And it's pitting brother against brother for the Christmas purse. I mean bag. I mean sack. I mean box. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean.
We've got about 5 minutes of movie left, and this is how you want to wrap up your climax? But what's this? Dingle cheats and wins the match? Who saw this coming? Seriously, how is nobody catching this? Actually, that chief from before saw everything, and he plays back the movie over the HD TV that all native island chiefs automatically have.
Well, that proves it.
Which means Dingle cheated again, and Santa wins!
Yeah, imagine that! The guy who's been lying and cheating for 1,400 years was caught lying and cheating again! What are the odds?! So Santa is declared the winner, Christmas is saved, Dingle gets shot into space and hopefully dies, and they fly back to the North Pole where Lex magically and effortlessly restores the factory just like he should have done at the very beginning!
Yo-ho-ho! And a bottle of...
He means... Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night!
And that was Elf Bowling the movie, or as I like to call it, 2 hours too long! The animation is ugly, the voice acting is grating, the story makes no sense, the humor is atrocious, the characters are idiots, and the fact that they even attempted this movie is just mind-boggling. Seriously, what were they thinking with this one? Did they really expect people to buy this movie? Did they honestly think that this was going to be something that people would want to watch again every Christmas? Did they really think that this would be appealing on any level? If they did, that'd be as stupid as, well, everything else in this movie! In closing, if you have a movie that makes Food Fight look like a more legitimate cinematic achievement, do the world a favor and stop making movies! See you next time.
Yo ho ho, it's a pirate Christmas. Let's make our wishes to steal Santa's riches. It's Christmas time.
Oh, yeah, and also my 100th review is coming up next week, so stay tuned for that.
It's a pirate's life for me this year on Christmas. Yo ho ho ho, we'll steal Santa's bag of riches. That's the present pirates want for Christmas wishes. Yo ho ho ho, we'll take his dough cause we're that vicious. From Santa Claus we asked for 20 macaws, or birds of prey that he could bring on a sleigh. Among other things we asked for diamond rings, and to cover our ship with the richest flames. One-eyed Willie wants a new glass eye, cause the one he's got now makes him look to the side. Cannons and mortars will take just a few, and a new cooker-board that can make better stew. Barnacle Bill, he'd like a tattoo of wenches doing things that are surely taboo. And last but not least, we like to run Santa through. We'll fire the cannons when he comes into view. It's a pirate's life for me this year on Christmas. Yo ho ho ho, we'll steal Santa's bag of riches. That's the present pirates want for Christmas wishes. Yo ho ho ho, we'll take his dough cause we're that vicious.
Oh yo, bitches!
Subscribe, like, follow, comment, share, watch more.